Hi Virgo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your September 16th to the 30th, 2021 money and career reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Virgo, September 16th to the 30th, 2021 Virgo, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly, guide this reading, and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading, and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Okay, these three, fantastic. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. At our root, we have strength, which is Leo energy. So if we're born on the cusp with Leo, or if we have Leo within our chart, that's coming through very powerfully as a rooted power. And then we have the Chariot, which is Cancer energy. Now, if we have Cancer within our chart, this is going to be coming through very powerfully at our root. Okay. We'll get into what I'm seeing there in just a moment. I'm jumping ahead. We have the Two of Air, the Two of Swords, and Rebirth, which is the Strength card. So again, we have Leo energy coming up. If that's in our natal chart, it's coming through very powerfully in our inner self and also at our root, and also if we're born on the cusp of it. Then we have the Page of Pentacles. We're coming through as a student, especially when it comes to our hearts. We have the Knight of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, enhancing the Cancer energy at our root. And then we have the Page of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It's very interesting. We're a student of our prosperity and also of our own voice. And then there's a sense of us moving forward, but we cannot be blinded simply by wealth during this time. So that's going to be very important. Like there could be some deals that come forward, or somebody says something like, let's say you're working somewhere. I remember I was working at a shop and this lady came up to me and she's like, oh my gosh, you would work so great for me. You know, here's my contact information. Here's all the money you could be making. And then I looked it up and I was like, this is a scam. So just be mindful of things like that, because sometimes they just happen in the oddest of ways. So yeah, that was years ago though. So let's see, in the public arena, we have the Ace of Pentacles, prosperity that is definitely coming in, and it's from God's source spirit. However we see the divine, the universe, there's a sense of embracing a greater prosperity, a greater abundance. There's more that we're building here. The Five of Pentacles in the public arena, we can almost have this poverty mentality, the sense of wealth belongs to somebody else and not to me. And we need to take this gift of wealth and prosperity and shine it upon our poverty mentality and say, no, I'm not being held back anymore. It moves us to our energy that we have to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Now, this is the Lord. This is Aries energy, but this is also a sense of we have to be mindful of maybe being a little bit too authoritative within our own selves. Now, we could say that standing up for ourselves is absolutely important, and yes, it is. But there could be a sense of people have to listen to me because of being like really kind of our feet dug in some way that makes us really stubborn about something. So stepping back from that is going to be super important. I'm not saying that everybody is going to be really stubborn about something, but that's just the warning that Spirit is giving. Also, we're going to be really drawn in by people who are they act as if they know what they're talking about. The problem is that if they acted as if they knew what they were talking about and knew what they were talking about, that would be awesome. They don't. They just think if I come forward with enough bravado, with enough this raw kind of confidence where you're supposed to listen to me, then you will. And that works well for them. I mean, and maybe not all the time, but that definitely is one way of handling things. It's just going to be something you have to be mindful of because you don't want to be pulled down their it's almost like a Ponzi scheme. You don't want to be pulled into their schemes, their lies. Okay, so just be mindful of that. Our chakra energy, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Ooh, fantastic. I love it when they just fall into place. And we have here the heart. So this is the heart chakra, and this is saying love. We have to open up our hearts to what we love, to rejoicing in our power, in our insight, in our understanding, and really saying, this is my heart, my soul, and my passion in myself. And as I do so, I embrace what I love, what I desire, and who it is that I am. And as we do so, by opening up our heart, and especially when it feels so incongruous to saying, this is my money, this is my career, we always tend to think, or a lot of the time, as human beings, we tend to think that they're very separate things. But putting our heart into what we do, that's what makes us shine. Having that spark, having that certain little bit of magic to us, that's what makes us shine. And this is going to be a time where it takes tremendous strength to be able to say, but this is who I am. And to look into the abyss and to say, but this is me. And so during this time, we look at strength so often in our world in a very certain way, in a way of, this is my big car, these are my big muscles, this is everything that I have. And that's great. The thrill of acquisition and also the thrill of accomplishment is really a great thing. We just have to make sure not to be caught up into it, which is what our world promotes. When we have this sense of strength here, it's saying, am I strong enough to stand and look into the unknown and to rawly be who I am, to rawly say, this is me. And to move forward with passion and insight and ideas and intuition to open up the door. And it brings us to the Chariot. It brings us to a place of saying that the subconscious and the conscious part of myself have to move forward. I have to be on the same page. I have to look at any self-sabotaging, behaviors that I have and say, where is this coming from? Because we do have the attitude of a poverty mentality in the public arena, which is almost like, okay, I'm going to fight for this. I'm going to move forward for this. We have so much of us, really moving towards what it is that we want. And then there's almost do I let everything fall apart at the last minute? Or do I not follow through the way that I should? With the Chariot, it is saying, move forward with determination from the heart, from emotions, from what we love. Now, this doesn't mean that our job has to be what we love, because sometimes our job is just merely there to pay the bills. And I say merely, but it's not a mere thing. Being able to uphold our responsibilities, being able to work hard and be passionate and determined and focus, that's important. If we have something on the side that is our whole soul and heart, if we have something that we do that we absolutely love, that isn't our work, but that keeps us in this creative, kind of passionate, mind-opening realm of being, that's going to serve us in our careers. That's going to serve us in making money, because it's going to have us be able to open up our voice more and more and more. With the Two of Swords, they usually show a path moving forward that we hadn't thought of. Here we're embracing our breath. Here we're embracing our words. We're looking at things and understanding that sometimes we might have to be a little bit prickly. Sometimes we need to say what's on our mind instead of what we think everybody wants to hear. And that's going to be okay. In our inner self, as we claim things and state things and look at things differently and open up our eyes and open up our mind, that's going to be a very passionate, powerful way to claim our voice and claim what we desire. There's also going to be a sense here of needing to speak openly and honestly. And it doesn't have to be that we have to confront people and, say, this is how I honestly feel about you, or this is how I honestly feel about this, because sometimes it can be a little bit harsh. What we can do is journal. What we can do is talk to ourselves. What we can do is be able to embrace the power of embracing our own words and our own desires and see where that brings us, because it moves us to this place of rebirth, which again is correlated to the strength card in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And so what we have here is being reborn into strength, being reborn as we claim our voice and claim our power and claim our ideas. We have the ravens up here. Those could be Hunin and Munin in Norse mythology, where it's thought and it's memory and thought, I believe. And if that's wrong, leave it in the comment box below. The right name for the birds. The right thing for the birds of Odin. And so here we have rebirth. We have this sense of, as we embrace our mind, as we embrace our memories, as we embrace who we are, as we embrace the sacrifices that we've made, as we embrace the power of our own voice and the wisdom of our own soul, we start to speak openly and honestly and powerfully and distinctly about what we want and where we're headed and what we desire and who it is that we are. And we claim the strength within us that we might have seen before as a weakness. We claim the strength of us that we might have seen as, not strong at all. This is a time where we start to say, but this is me. And that has meaning, that has merit, that has weight to it. It brings us to the Page of Pentacles. We become a student of our prosperity. We become a student of what we desire. We become a student of our hearts and how we interact with our hearts, with our emotions. This is a time where a lot of our wealth is going to be, and a lot of our career advancement is going to be in alignment with the energy vibration that we're giving off. Is going to be in alignment with our emotional connectivity to ourselves and to others and to where it is that we want to be. We have to make sure that there's always that clear distinction of, not letting other people into our energy space, not letting other people, drain us and rob us of our power. But this is going to be a time where we become the student of what makes us prosperous and what doesn't, what helps us to move forward and what actually is a hindrance to us, what has us stuck. And so as we're looking, as we're discovering, as we're deciding, we see the Knight of Cups come forward. And the Knight of Cups here can be that the emotions, just kind of drowned us a little bit, that we become too caught up with everybody else's feelings and everybody else's wants, because the head is covered. And when I saw this, the first thing I thought is, oh, that's a gold nugget, that's covering the head. And so here it can be the want to move forward, and the emotional wants of the time aren't going to be exactly in alignment with each other. And our main goal during this time is to have the strength to say, my heart matters, to have the strength to say, but I need to embrace the power of my voice and my understanding and my passion and my desire and the way I need to move forward for me. Because with the Knight of Cups, this is the second fastest this is the second slowest moving knight, but it's the Knight of the heart, and it's here in the heart. So it's saying, I'm defending you. I'm defending you as you find your way. I'm defending you as you learn the things that you want to learn or need to learn in order to advance. I'm here for you. I'm defending you. I'm standing with you. And then it makes us this student of our voice. Our voice is going to be so important. Being able to articulate what we need, being able to state what we want, maybe not even to others, but to ourselves, to be able to say when we're happy and when we're not, when our dreams have kind of gotten off course, or when our dreams are exactly where they need to be, and we're aligning ourselves forward. We're cutting through doubts and fears, and we're learning how to fully embrace the power of our voice with the passion of our emotions. And that's going to lead us to a place of greater power than we realize. It's very funny because people have a sixth sense for sincerity. And when people talk and they sound sincere, but they aren't, people call them out rather quickly. But when people talk and they are sincere, And they come to it with passion and with, integrity and with, the sense of this is truth as I see it. That becomes powerful, because it seems so often these days that everybody's just kind of wanting to get into one clique or another and, be heard and be respected in a very certain way. And they're following each other's voice. Well, what if we dare to stand out and to follow our own voice as it correlates with our hearts? That's going to be something that's really quite profound. And it leads us to the public arena. It's like in the public arena, there's a lot of wealth to be had, to be embraced, to move forward with. The Ace of Pentacles is God's source spirit. Again, however you see the divine, the universe, handing us a gift of wealth, prosperity, abundance, success, and power. The thing with the dung beetle here, and we could think, oh, well, this is just silly. You have this dung beetle rolling dung, and that's a little bit gross. But in the ancient Egyptian times, the dung beetle was sacred, because the dung beetle emulated the path of the sun across the sky. And when the sun was full, when the dung was all gathered up for the day, the dung beetle would walk away. The day would be over, the work would be done, and the dung beetle would start again. It was like the circle of life. And so here, when we embrace our prosperity, it's our hard work for that day. It's the time and the effort that we put in. It's the sacrifices that we made. And this is going to be powerful for us. It's going to be a place where we see our hard work and we see our determination paying off. It moves us to the Five of Pentacles. But we have this blessing coming in, and the Five of Pentacles says, but I'm still poor. I still have that poverty mentality. And that poverty mentality can come from the way we were raised. If our caregivers always argued about money, if there was always stress about money, it can definitely come from there. It can also come from being in a relationship and our partner bringing stresses about money to us or belittling us with money. It can come from anywhere. It can come from not getting the job that we wanted, not earning the pay that we thought we were going to earn, and the stress just continues to pile. And we think, wow, how am I ever going to break this cycle? The way we're going to break the cycle is to say, I am worthy of wealth. Now, this does not mean that we're going to get the wealth to, buy the fancy cars and live in the mansion, though I do wish that upon each and every one of you if that's what you want. But this is to have the success with money where I can pay my bills, where, I don't have to worry, where food is on the table, that type of thing, where we tend to take it for granted if we have it. But if you've been a person who hasn't had it, you know how important that is. You know how important it is to simply feel secure within your life. Not to think, oh, I have to hold on to everything because I don't know when I'll be able to buy it again, or I don't know if I'll ever be able to replace it. There's a freedom that comes when everything is taken care of and you can put a bit in savings. And that's what I wish upon everybody. Because the big house and the fancy cars, well, they come with their own problems. But if we could be in a place where we are contented, that's powerful. And it's being able to break the negative connotations with money, the negative connotations with success and power and prestige that we have innately, embedded into us, where it's like, we're just not that successful, or you'll never be that successful. You're not the successful one in the family, or, whatever other nonsense we get told as we're growing, as we're, striving for what we desire in life. And so here, with the Five of Pentacles, it's stepping back and it's saying, oh no, I call forward wealth. I call forward protection and security around wealth. And I open up the door in a very real way. Now, our subconscious energy to be mindful of is Cernunnos. This is the Capricorn energy. Now, if we have this within our natal chart, we have to be mindful of being a little bit too serious about everything. But also, we're going to be very connected with the earthly plane. Cernunnos is the nature god in Celtic tradition. And so here, he is simply the god of chaos. Now, you have the coupling of these two people right here. And that could be great. But every action has a positive or negative reaction. It also depends on the way you view it. One person could be elated, the other person could be absolutely devastated. So what we're seeing here is just be very mindful. Be very mindful of the way that you're connecting. Be very mindful of addictions coming forward, okay? Things that we use as coping mechanisms that might not be the healthiest coping mechanisms that we have. Really looking at the way that we move forward, what it is that we want, how it is that we're coping with things, how our anger is coming forward, how our love is coming forward, and how we're dealing with stress is going to be really imperative for us during this time. And we're actually going to find ourselves being attracted to people who are wound mates. Instead of soulmates, they're wound mates. They're people who bring out the wounds, who treat us the way that we've been preconditioned, predisposed to be treated, in a place of like abuse and hurt and pain, if we've had that in our background. And it's being able to say, no, I'm not walking down that road. So just be mindful. Subconsciously, things get a little bit heavy. It moves us to our subconscious chakra energy, and this is creativity. This is the Sacral Chakra, and the Sacral Chakra is beautiful because it is complex. The Sacral Chakra is where our sexual and creative energy is held, which is beautiful. But it's also where all the negativity from this life and from past lives are held, and that makes it complex. And so here with the Sacral Chakra, we're embracing our creativity, we're embracing our insight, we're embracing our passion, we're embracing what we love and what we want from our life and from our soul and from ourselves. We're shattering the way we used to see things, and we're calling forward something new, something powerful, and something different. We have to make sure that we don't fall back into old patterns. Our subconscious rooted energy is the devil. Again, it's Cernunnos in the Druid craft deck. There we go. And here we have the devil coming forward. It's like, how are we going to face down that which has destroyed us, or that which wants to destroy us? And it doesn't have to be the, theological incarnation of the devil. It can simply be our doubts and our fears and our hurts and our pains and our chaos and our addictions, whether they be to drugs and alcohol, or whether they be to anxiety and stress and, trying to be so in control of everything that we start, hyper counting calories and, exercising too much and things like this. It's being able to find a balance, and it's being able to embrace that balance within us, and knowing that at our root, there can be just a little bit of darkness during this time, a little bit of stress that we need to say, okay, this is how I'm dealing with it. This is how I'm seeing it. Because once we call ourselves out in certain ways, we break the chains that once bound us. We free ourselves, and we're able to move forward with such alacrity and such, insight and such passion in this waking world. And that's going to be a really powerful thing. It moves us to our subconscious inner self, which is offering, which is us. Now this is the Witch's Wisdom deck. And so here we have offering, and that is representative of the Hermit in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. So this is us, Virgo, within this deck. And we're going to find that we're caring for the offering given to the earth, for the sacrifices that we have made, for the beauty that we are building. There's a sense here of so much more going on than maybe even we realize, with the offering to our success, to our bounty, to our abundance, to the way that we're connecting with nature and what we love. But connecting with nature during this time and taking time to kind of step back and connect with ourselves and the earth, that's going to be intrinsically important. It moves us to our subconscious emotional self, and that's the Empress, claiming a throne we never even knew we had, a voice we thought was always going to be overshadowed, and being able to birth forward creativity, insight, passion, desire, being able to say, there's more here than meets the eye, and there's more here than I knew. It brings us then to our subconscious public arena self. And there we have the Page of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We become students of our passion. We're students of a lot of things during this time, except for our hearts. And so during this time, as we're students of our passion, our insights, what we desire, our creativity, the way we want to move forward in our career, we start to see. Now, in the student, in what we study, do we study the blessings? Do we lean towards the blessings? Or do we lean towards the curse? And the only thing that a curse is negative words spoken over us that weasel their way into our mind and make us think, oh no, I can't. I couldn't possibly. And why would I ever be able to? And now it's time to break those curses. It's time to break that negativity and call forward the positivity, the beauty, the passion, the brilliance that is us and our possibilities. All right, Virgo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace our passion, our power, but most of all, our voice. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Virgo.